I've always believed the rise of Bernie Sanders had nothing to do with his politics and his ideology and everything to do with Hillary Clinton was the known candidate. Who's the new? All right, we'll try that.
Okay, let's take a look back and examine this theory that his ascendance was due to his being new to the national scene and not because his politics are popular.
I would tell everybody to sit down, but there aren't enough seats.
Poll. Majority supports Sanders-like healthcare plan. 58% said that they would like to see the 2010 healthcare law, meaning the ACA, replaced with Care for All as advocated by Sanders. According to one Morning Consult poll, 73% of respondents wanted to raise taxes on the wealthy. 66% wanted to raise taxes on big corporations. 55% wanted single-payer healthcare, and 59% wanted a free college. And 75% of people said the wealthy were favored, whereas only 17% in that poll said that things were fair to most Americans. Here's another, showing that of the people who think that hard work isn't enough to be successful in the United States, most of those people supported Bernie. In the same poll, people who were just getting by or struggling were much more likely to support Bernie than Hillary. For Iowa caucus goers in 2016, of the people who said the biggest issue to them was income inequality, 61% went for Bernie. If Bernie Sanders' newness had anything to do with his popularity and rise starting in 2015, it's because an economic populist talking about
millionaires and billionaires
who actually looked like they could perform against establishment candidates, that was novel. Media are obsessed with electoralism, and I think for pundits like Chuck Todd, many, if not most, issues relate back to how it might affect the horse race. And as I wrote in Jacobin, for cable news, for example, the question becomes not whether fracking is good or bad. The question is whether or not Pennsylvanians will be electorally turned off by a proposed ban on fracking. And I think what happens is that these commentators think about voters and issues like game pieces to be manipulated and compromised and pushed around the board. And it's not to achieve a certain material goal, but instead for the singular purpose of getting someone elected. And the more that an issue becomes an abstraction, I think it makes it really easy for pundits to discuss a policy position as just another item that may or may not help a candidate's favorability. And suddenly, a candidate's position on healthcare or a minimum wage hike is being discussed alongside how people feel about that candidate's religion or age or whatever. And I think that's how you end up with someone like Chuck Todd seriously saying that Bernie's rise wasn't because of his ideas, but because he was new.